Today I'm taking the biggest risk ever by transferring out Erling Haaland. I have to be honest with you guys, I had one of the best weeks possible during game week 9. Yeah, I don't know some of the most popular players and my captain choice wasn't the best, but I had some pretty good results in my squad. 9 players returned any points, and 2 of them that didn't return were defenders, but they have a pretty specific reason why they didn't. Let's start with the returns. Up front, Alvarez and Haaland both scored. Alvarez got the 3 points, bonus points, and Haaland got the 2. Hence, the results are 9 for Alvarez and 16 for Haaland, who was my captain choice. I am pretty delighted with both of them. I think that they did pretty alright, but I have something in mind, and by the title and the intro, you would probably guess what it is. But I'll discuss that in the next portion of the video. For now, let's focus on the game week 9. My captain's choice was based on that Manchester City lost 2 games in a row, and I thought they need to win for sure. So that's why I opted for captaining Haaland. I was tinkering between him and Salah up until the deadline, but my final choice was to get Haaland because I expected 5-0 thrashing from City to Brighton, but that didn't happen. They scored 2 goals and they instantly stopped playing. Like it was, I I basically couldn't recognize any of the City play. And I was pretty disappointed how Haaland was playing in that game. Brighton's defense is no way near the level of Arsenal defense, and I expected more chances for him. But seeing how he played, I feel a little bit hesitant going forward. Alvarez, on the other hand, got one of the opportunities in the start and he scored a goal. That's what I'm expecting from the City players, to get every chance and score every chance. But right now, they're not creating a lot of chances through the middle. The chances created are by Doku. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant how to proceed going forward, but let's focus on Game Week 9 results. The midfield did perfectly fine. Let's start with the lowest points. It's Saka. It looked like it was a 2-pointer from Saka. First of all, I expected he was going to be injured, so I was prepared for 0 points. But he got on the field and I was expecting 2 points. But then at the end of the game, he provided an assist to Trossard and he got 5 points for me, which was more than I expected. It was a away game at Stamford Bridge. I kept Saka for future game weeks, not for game week 9, and him returning points in game week 9 was a present, so I'm happily taking it. The next 2 guys that returned points were Bowen and Madison. Both of them scored goals. Both of them got bonus point, 1 bonus point, but Madison got a clean sheet as well. Bowen lost 4-1 to Aston Villa, but he scored the only goal. It was a rebound goal, and I thought that it was going to be given as an assist, but the officials gave it as Bowen's goal, and I'm happy about his points. It was a little bit lucky, I have to admit, but I will take all the work that I get because I started pretty badly the season. That's why my ranking is 1.3 after a perfectly fine green arrow. I had a green arrow of around 1.1 to 2 million places, which is an amazing green arrow. Madison, he scored a goal, bonus point. I thought that he was going to get 2 bonus points, but Romero get in front of him and he got the 2 bonus points. Madison, 9 points, pretty delighted with his performance. He is a player that is not going to return big goals every game week, some of game weeks, but mediocre in almost every game week. So last time it was an assist to the Van den Ven goal. This time is a goal. So perfectly fine with his distribution. And the 2 main point sources from my team were Salah and Mbeumo. Salah scored 2 goals, clean sheet, 3 bonus. Everything was delightful with him. I was pretty pleasant with how Liverpool played, how Salah was getting into some chances. Yeah, he scored a goal late on, and I thought that he was going to blank, and I was happy not to captain him. But the last 20 minutes changed that, and I was pissed at myself. But that's the emotions of FPL, we cannot control them. And Salah returned 16 points. He was not the most popular captain Haaland was, so I did not take a lot of damage from not captaining him. Mbeumo finally returned points because I was expecting him to return at some point, and I'm happy that he returned at that specific point because most of the players transferred him already out, and I was patiently waiting for him to return some points, and I got that return, so I'm happy. I may move on from him. I have different plans for my midfield, but as already mentioned, I will discuss that later on in the video and the next section. In defense was the biggest disappointment in my squad. It was Udogi. It was disappointment because he left the field before the 60 minute, but it was a precautionary leave. So when they were 2-0 up, there was no option for him to be staying on the field because there is no reason to risk him. He got 1 point, and I believe that if he had stayed on the field, he could have gotten maybe a clean sheet for sure, and I would have been near the 100 points, and it would have been an even better week. But it is what it is. It's FPL, and some things like that happen pretty oftenly, I have to say. Much cash did not return because Bowen scored that rebound goal. I was expecting an attacking return from him, but it was the Watkins show, I have to admit, against West Ham, sorry, yeah. And yeah, it was his show, so much cash did not provide any points. Fabian Schär, on the other hand, got a clean sheet for Newcastle. Yeah, he did not get the same return as Trippier, but without an assist, he got a bonus point, so I was perfectly delighted with the way that Schär returned points, and I was pretty happy with his performance. And in goal, I finally got the clean sheet from Flecken. I had plans to move him on to another goalkeeper, but those plans may need to wait a bit because I'm preparing something big elsewhere. And without further ado, let's go and see the plan for Game Week 10 because it's very interesting for sure, and you wouldn't want to miss it for the world. Going into the Game Week 10 team selection, you can already see that I'm planning to do 3 transfers, so I'm taking my first hit of the season this week. This is in order to move around the team. I may not take the hit. The transfers have not been 100% confirmed because I'm waiting for European football. Some injuries may occur during the midweek matches, so I am preparing myself for the outcome for whatever reason. But if everything is fine and no one is injured, I will be making those 3 transfers for sure. I'll be attacking the fixtures, I'll be attacking the form, and I'll be attacking the differentials, but I will go to explain where I got the money. You most probably would guess where the money are coming from. But yeah, my squad value is near the 102 million, and I, after making all the transfers, will have 4.2 million in the bank. So I will have a lot of budget to invest and to update basically every position. But I'll get into the explaining of what and when I get to the forwards. Don't worry, stay tuned up until the end to hear my reasoning behind everything. In goal, I will be remaining with Flecken. I think that an away fixture against Chelsea is a perfect opportunity for him to get some save points and maybe an odd clean sheet there. I do not expect the clean sheet to be present, but if he manages to keep a clean sheet, I believe that a bonus point will be coming and some save points, so I am expecting a double haul if he returns a clean sheet. Turner is my backup goalkeeper and he's playing Liverpool. I don't see Turner keeping a clean sheet against Liverpool, if I have to be perfectly honest. But yeah, he's there on the bench just to provide safety measures if Flecken is not playing. But I believe Flecken is playing, so Turner wouldn't reach my squad for sure. He's staying there. After that, I may think of another goalkeeper. I'm taking a look at Areola, but most probably I wouldn't be making. I will have to see. I'll have to see. I won't say anything because I will have the money for investments if I do the transfers that I'm planning already for Game Week 10. So I basically can buy anyone and invest the money in every position. So yeah, let me get to the forward line and I will explain everything perfectly fine. For now know that Flecken is staying in my team and he is starting in goal. The first transfer that I'm making and the big name that's joining my side is Trippier. I want to have Trippier because he is ever present in a lot of teams and he is returning a lot of points. He has 55 points if I'm not mistaken in the last 5 game weeks, which is 11 points by game week. I don't see a player returning the same points during that time. He got most of the points from assists. He provided assists, bonus points, clean sheets. He got more points than most of the players after 9 game weeks, so his returns are very good. I am transferring out Shar because of the reason that in game week 11 I'm expecting Estupinian to come back into the side, and when he does, he will be starting in defense for sure. So I will have to bench one of Udogi, Cash, and Shar if I keep owning Shar. Oh, and I go for Riley for Tripper, let's say, because I have the money to do so. But if I bench two of those guys, it will be a problem. If I bench only one, I'm not expecting to be benching much cash. So it's between one of Udogi and Testupinian. And if I want to keep Udogi and Shar, sorry. And if I am to attack more points, I believe that Udogi has the higher ceiling. So that's why I'm keeping him, and I want to have a little bit of diversity here in defense, so I'm not putting all of my eggs in one basket. But Trippier, if I have the money, he's 100% coming. The only reason he hasn't been in my side yet is because the budget didn't allow that to happen. But now, when I have so much money in the bank, I can basically transfer in everyone, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the transfers the way I'm doing them, because I have the flexibility to do everything that I want, bar one opportunity, which is very limiting, that one opportunity, but the other chances and possibilities that I'm open to right now with so much money in the bank, they are limitless basically. So yeah, I'm preparing for a very good squad with the best players in the all of the positions bar one. We will get to that one, but now know that Trippier is coming into the side for sure if I make the following transfers that I'm already planning to do for game week 10. They have Wolves away, so he's starting. Udogi has Crystal Palace away, so he's starting if he is injury free. And Magic Cash is starting against Luton at home 100%. Estupinian is scheduled to return after game week 10. So if he comes in game week 10, which I highly doubt, he will get the starting not ahead of Udogi, most probably, because Udogi may get an injury. But if he is injured, I will transfer Udogi out and I will keep Shar. So I will have two Newcastle defenders, and then I will bench Shar because Trippier, Cash, and Estupinian will not be benched. But then I will have an expensive player on the bench. I have to see what I'm going to do, but I'm waiting for press conferences on the Friday to see if Udogi is injured. I hope that it was just a precautionary sub off, but you never know with those changes and those vivid comments from the managers post game because they don't have the full information yet. But for now, know that the main reason that I'm doing everything is to try and afford the best players possible in each position, and for sure Trippier is the best guy to own right now in defense and most probably in the whole game, even though the schedule is becoming more and more hard for them. I believe that he will do amazingly well even in against harder opposition, just like he did last year, and his form will keep growing and growing, and he will become a necessity. And I want to jump on that train before it leaves the station. And yeah, prepare into the side. Udogi and Cash will do the defense in game week 10, and Flecken will get the notch against Chelsea away. 3 away fixtures for my defense, that's never a good sign, but I'm prepared to take the damage here and be prepared for future game weeks with the best squad possible. As you can see in midfield, I have a lot of big names there, and I have a transfer made there as well. Basically, I'm doing a transfer in every line of outfield players because I want to be prepared with the best possible players for the upcoming fixtures. And Bumo, after scoring a goal and making an assist and then getting the 3 bonus points, is leaving the side. I know it's a dangerous game because he may get into form, but I'm expecting Brighton to start gaining points and to start scoring a lot of goals. And I believe with the injury of Solly March and most probably Daniel Welbeck, Mitoma is going to be the integral part in attack. I don't believe that Ansu Fati or Adingara will take him out of the side. So Mitoma is going to be ever present in that Brighton lineup, and he's going to return a lot of points. His biggest goal came on when he came on from the bench. So even if he's on the bench, he can score a lot of goals. So I'm prepared to take the risk and transfer out Mbumo and get Mitoma. Here I'm losing a talismanic player who is on penalties, but I'm getting Mitoma, who is, in my opinion, their best player in their side, and he is most probably going to be nailed, especially with the Solly March injury. Yes, he is not on penalties, but with the goal scoring opportunity and the fixture run from Brighton, I do not want to miss any of those points. Brentford are having Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool in the next 4 games. So it's, and Aston Villa, I believe so, or West Ham, or I believe it was. I'm a little bit confused, but it was either West Ham or Aston Villa, so that's a pretty hard game too. So even if Mbumo scored, it will be because he's a good player, not because he has the good fixtures, and I'm preparing to attack the good fixtures. I was planning to bring in Diami, but when I took a deeper dive into his form and into his places around the side, he is more of a assist guy, and he is not scoring a lot of goals yet. Even though Aston Villa is scoring a lot for fun, the goals with his penalties is having way more goal contribution. So I'm staying away right now from Diaby. The other midfielders in my team are having a very, very good fixture run. Salah is having a home fixture against Nottingham Forest, and he is a strong contention to be my captain for that game week. He's on penalties, he's an attacking Liverpool side, he's ever present. Liverpool are in good form. They're aiming to finish at least in the top 4, but they will be fighting for the title as well. So I'm preparing to own at least one more Liverpool player by the end of the game week 12. Most probably we'll see where I'll have make the adjustments, but for now Salah remains into the side. Bowen, a home fixture against Everton after his hard fixtures against Aston Villa and Newcastle has passed. I believe now it's a green run of fixtures for West Ham, and I believe that Jared Bowen will be the most scoring player from their side. He can score in every game. Basically, he is fast, he is lethal, and he can score from several positions. He even took a header from one of James Ward-Prowse's corners, and it nearly went in the net of Aston Villa. So I'm prepared that Bowen can score every type of goal. Saka, he played in the Champions League almost 90 minutes. He played against Chelsea. Now he will be starting against Sheffield United because they will need to fight back after the setback against Chelsea, and the home fixture for Arsenal, especially after the injury of Gabriel Jesus, will be required for Saka to be ever present and to score a lot of goals/assists. So I'm going to reap the benefits of owning him. A lot of players of the FPL community has sold him. A lot of zombie teams still own him, but I'm fighting against active players, not zombie teams, because players like Haaland, Saka, maybe even Trippier, who was very popular at the start of the week without anyone making any transfers, he still owns them. So Saka is there in the zombie teams, but in the active teams he was sold a lot. So I'm prepared for a big haul from him and to get differential points there. And Madison, he is right now the least differential player in my side, as I already explained during the break to the recap of game week 9. He's ever present, he's making assists, he's scoring goals, he's ticking those points 7, 6, 8, 10, 11, different numbers each game week, which is perfectly fine for me because he is a stronghold for most probably the whole duration of the half season up until Spurs are good. So yeah, Madison is remaining in the side. I have the money to go to Son, I have the money to go to Bruno or Rashford or KDB when he gets back from injury, but for now I don't believe that the fixture run for Spurs is better than Brighton's or from any one of the other teams, to include the third Spurs player. So I'm staying only with the two guys, and I'm perfectly fine with that decision. And now, without further ado, let's jump into the forward section and let's do a lot of explaining there. And here is the part everyone was waiting for. I have transferred out Erling Haaland, as you could have guessed by the intro, by the budget, by the title. I'm starting a No Haaland project today, and it's going to be an interesting project. I'm taking that turn of events because of several reasons. The first one is I feel that I need to attack the fixtures and the best players, and the only reason to do so is with money, and I have to sell either Salah or Haaland, but I feel now Salah is in better position with better fixture run. Haaland is having a difficult run of games like United, Then he is going to play Liverpool. Yes, he has some okayish fixtures here and there, and he can score basically in every game, however the goals he wants to do. But for me, I want to have the best possible team, and right now Haaland do not fit in it, and he does not fit in it not because he is bad, but because he is limiting my options. I wanted player from Aston Villa because every time I watch one of their games, it's scare behind the sofa because I'm expecting them to score a lot of goals, especially at home, and they have pretty okay fixtures at home. Luton at home is the first one. Yeah, Watkins may blank after when he is so popular, as it usually happens with FPL, but I want to be prepared if he doesn't blank. Maybe Haaland will hurt me against United, but I have the option of Alvarez, who I believe is going to be a very integral part in those hard fixtures because the center backs are focusing more and more Haaland in those fixtures, and Alvarez is operating freely. So I feel pretty confident that I have some damage safety when I own Alvarez. It's not enough because a lot of players will captain Haaland in most game weeks, but I'm prepared to take the action to transfer him out and to be prepared to take the damage from it because I'm including a lot of players. You would say that I can add Diaby instead of Mbumu, yes, but I want a Brighton player as well, and the Trippier money are not coming from anywhere apart from Haaland's transferring out. I want to have a more interesting time when I don't have a nailed player who is ever present in my side and is captain for 8 of 9 game weeks so far. I don't find that very interesting. And the second big part in my decision is when I take a look into the FPL content right now in Twitter, in YouTube, even though I stopped watching a lot of it, I see the same lineup always and everywhere. I see Haaland captain, I see a lot of players making either the decision of Saka or Trippier, which for me I should own both. A lot of players are not considering even owning a differential goalkeeper apart from Mariola and Turner. Estupinian is out of a lot of sides. Saka is out of a lot of sides. Maybe they do not have Alvarez and they have Watkins, but if they have Watkins, they are making some damage calculations elsewhere because they do not have the money to include Watkins with Saka altogether. So they're including maybe Ajingra, maybe Gordon, maybe Neto, but those decisions are not good enough for me. I want to be having the best possible team for the small duration of 3 to 4 game weeks, and I want to be prepared to attack the fixtures, and that's why I'm deciding to bring in Watkins. I know he already scored 23 points against Brighton and 13 or 14 already in last week against West Ham, but I believe Aston Villa are so good at home that he will keep delivering, and basically there is no alternative for him. The reserve striker for Aston Villa is not good enough to be starting in the Prem. Duran, he's starting in the European Conference League, so Watkins is taking a small break there, and then he's coming in the Prem to destroy the players. And returning back to the topic of content, I see a lot of similar teams and a lot of teams captaining just Haaland, and I want to prepare the best possible content for you guys and to differentiate a little bit from the rest. I'm not doing it solely for the reason to be different, but I'm doing it so you could have better content and to follow someone who has different ideas and to follow someone who is approaching the game in different way. I was trying to join the content scene by doing what others are doing and what is popular and what is already well taken from the community. But first of all, I'm not the best FPL manager out there. Second of all, I'm for sure not the most popular FPL content creator. And third of all, I'm not as prepared as the other guys to be as persistent and as consistent because this is not my full-time job. This is a hobby for me and I want to have fun. And let's be real, I have a very small percent chance to win FPL and I want to have the best fun possible. I want to make transfers because I want to have the freedom to have the money just to include whatever player I like. Yeah, I'm limited of Haaland right now, but that's only one player. When I own Haaland, I'm limited from a lot of players. I cannot get Watkins without selling someone that I do not want to. The same goes for Trippier, and I want to have expensive players everywhere, because expensive players not every time but most of the time means points, and they're consistent, especially players at the rank of Saka, Trippier, Watkins, even Son, who I can now include if something happens and Bowen or Mito are not returning. So yeah, two reasons that I'm doing that is to free up money to do every transfer possible and be prepared for every game. And the second reason is to do the best possible content and to be a little bit of differentiative content. I'm not saying to you follow me, but I want to showcase to you something different that you are not seeing elsewhere, because if you're here just to get the best transfer, you can go in every page, but here you can follow a very not so different team, but a very scary approach without the most popular player in the game, and you can have fun watching my videos and follow my ranking and how I'm doing. Don't forget, I'm doing a best team video each game week, so I'm preparing basically the most differential players, the best differential players for each game week. I'm preparing the best team for each game week. Most probably Haaland will be in most of it, but there I can make adjustments every game week without considering any hits, but here I'm not able to do so. That's why I'm just deciding to rip off the bandage, remove Haaland, take the damage from him, and I'm officially starting now Project No Haaland. The goal of the project is to showcase to you how you can play the FPL game without Haaland in just a different perspective and to have a little bit of fun. The plan is to not include Haaland up until the end of the game. I may reconsider that if that's an epic fail, or if though that content is not something you find entertaining, not interesting or popular, entertaining. I don't want to have millions of followers directly because of that series. That's not possible, but I want my community to have fun. I know they depend on me to make good decisions. If I'm not saying to anyone, go and remove Haaland from your site or do that because I'm doing it, you can follow me without um, making the same decisions as me. You can just have fun watching my content, because my channel, I want it to be somehow educational but somehow entertaining as well. I have to have the balance, not only to provide best picks, transfer picks, just like everyone else is doing, reading the same stats, reading the same boring stuff everyone is basically doing. I don't want to give you the same information. I want you to have fun watching my channel and have great time while watching my videos, as I'm having great time chatting with you. If you have any questions about your site and how you should prepare for the next game week, drop them now in the comment section. In every video basically I'm answering basically everything. I'm giving my opinion, but I'm giving you fruit of thoughts and not giving you directly the solution that I think is the best, because the best solution for me may not be the best solution for you. So I'm trying to educate you guys taking the right decisions with having all of the facts that you consider as options. I'm not going to have a deadline stream this week because I have to work late on Friday and it's a Friday deadline, so I will not be able to join the community and making a deadline stream, but I hope this series keep you entertained. I will try to post it weekly. Some weeks I may not be able to due to work travels, but I will keep you posted for sure during the community page or something like that. But the project No Haaland is now a go. If you support that project and want to see it end well or bad, no matter how it ends, subscribe to the channel, like the video, write down a comment if you like the idea, if you have any questions about it. But for now guys, I'll be going out to check if someone is injured, because I'm recording that during the end of the Champions League games. But for now guys, I hope you have a very good evening, and I will see you pretty soon with another episode of the No Haaland project. Have a good night and I will see you soon. Bye.